All right, we're here at Fat Boy's Garage, also known as the black hole, where projects disappear and they never emerge again. But hopefully with our new bin pack, this will help us get some stuff done. So we bought the HD 9XW. And so what we're doing, we're starting just by laying everything out. So when we're laying it out, we look at our instructions and we notice this front piece has the large window cross tube, and this one back here, where the power unit's going to be going, has the small window cross tube. So we look here, we look at our cross tubes. You can see this one has the large window, this one has the small window. So this is going to be the back that has the power unit on it. This is going to be the front with a large window and no power unit. Okay, now we got the centerpieces all laid out properly. We got our power side runway, and we see that right here. And you'll notice where it goes into the small window, you only have one single pulley. Go over here to the non-power side, and you'll see that you got 2 pulley width. So that's all lining up properly with how we got this lined up over here. Okay, next we're going to take these blocks and install them on these studs that are on the cross tubes. And what these do is they run alongside this ladder, and that's what determines the position. So they're going to run just like this. These aren't installed on the cross tube, but this is showing how they run. All right, we got our blocks on, and next we're going to be putting the ladders on these cross tubes. So this is your primary latch, and that one's always going to be engaged with the ladder. This is the safety latch, and it'll be pulled down and not engaged. All right, once you get the cross tube in your pillars, you got your guides, and you go ahead and pop them into the pillars like so. And then you could slide the ladder down through those guides and into the pillar. And we're stopping when the safety latches are in hole number 4 on the ladder. Okay, we're in hole number 4 on both sides. You're going to take the cross tube and you're going to slide it down through the guides all the way down. And they're going to end up just like this. And then you put the top cap on, making sure you have a cable hole on the inside. All right, we're setting up the slack safety latch right there, and that is in the wrong position, so we need to make some adjustments. Now it's in the correct spot. So when you're putting yours together, make sure it pops in like that. All right, when you're setting the height, we notice that we got 28 inches here. You're gonna notice when you put it together, they might not be equal. We are in ladder hole number 4, but if they're off, you use this top bolt to adjust it, so you can move it up and down to get the same measurement on all 4 posts. All right, once you have your height set, latches in properly, you can set the height of the ladder here. And what you don't want is this end pushed into that bottom plate. You need to have some space there. And if that's proper, then set it. And you're going to use this spacer here. And that spacer goes between the column and this ladder plate we showed you earlier. You might not see that in the instruction booklet, but nonetheless, you need to put it in there first.
It's in the engineering drawings.
So once you get it in, you'll notice the spacers behind the ladder plate. You got your nut and bolt, and it's in place. When we tried to stand this thing up the first time, we had a problem that the wheel wasn't popping in the slot because it wasn't getting low enough because of this lip when setting it down onto the center bar. So we ended up pulling these wheels out before standing it up. You might not have to, but that's what we had to do. You're gonna have to pull them out later anyway to install the cables. It's not a big deal. Lift with your legs, not your back.
I know, right? You're helping him.
Well, I know you got a broken back already, so it's okay.
Yeah, why not? All right, standing up. Now we gotta make sure it all lines up. All right, so we need to shift it that way.
David, hold the top. Oh, never mind. That was right on the money.
All right, good. So you'll be able to pin these holes with the bolts, and you know it's in the right spot.
Yeah.
And go ahead and back them up with your lock washers and your nut. And then you can go to the other side and line it too.
Show them that heel bar too. You'll need that.
You're gonna need this to make these holes aligned. All right, it's on. We just have to align it like the other side. All right.
You gotta remove the plug ports on your ram because we're going to extend this ram out. You can do it with an air gun by blowing in this port and letting the air push the ram out. In our case, we're just going to use a little come along there, actually more of a tie down strap to pull this unit out. And you notice there's also a drip tray there. None of these rams are ever sent dry. There's always a little production fluid in there. So we're gonna pull this thing out right now. Hear the air coming out, pretty soon the oil. There's our oil, as promised. Okay, that's all we open. Now we'll just let that drip out and we can clean up our mess and start laying our cable.
All right, it's time to get those cables in. So, gotta unravel them, lay them out all nice and straight. It's gonna take a little bit of work because after all, they are wound steel cables. Once they're unwound, you can put them in. All right, we're gonna show you how to run a cable. First, take that bolt out. Then get your cable. Run it down and through.
Round stiff.
once that other is through the shiv, take this up to the top, poke it through that hole, and tighten it down. And it's ran. We're going to be installing the pulleys. Just make that all work. Make sure you run this cable through the pulley. It's kind of obvious. Now, when this pulley has tension in it, the latch is out of the ladder. If this cable were to break, then the latch pops in the ladder, so it gives you a little extra safety. All right, we got the right front cable on, as you can see, but we can't put the pulleys in yet. First, we need to come back to the right rear and hook up this cable. Run the cable down through just like the other side, and it's gonna come out right here. And put the pulley in and put the cable around the pulley. Showing on one side.
Temporary. And they also point out in the book to be careful of the mounting bolts, that you don't drag the cables across those.
Okay, so you got your cable, you're running through that pulley now, and you're gonna run it all the way over to the other side. So this cable he's got right here is from that right front post that we did first. So now he's running the right rear towards the right front, and you get those both on that pulley. He's putting the pulley in now. There it is. So you take your cables, the lower one hooks up to the bottom piece right there, and it's matched to the same side that it's coming from. And this is the top one, get it around there, and hook it up right there. And now your cables a lot of slack
To deal with.
So, you're gonna have to repeat that for both sides, obviously, but that is how you do it. All right, something you're gonna notice is when you put all your cables in, you're gonna have issues with a ton of slack in those cables. Most people, they just wait till they turn the power on to take the slack out, but we didn't want to do that. So, we took one of these ratcheting tie-down straps, hooked it up, and then attached the other end to the ram and pulled it tight. Then you don't have all that slack and all those problems. So this isn't in the instructions. This is just a little better way to do it, we think. With all the slack taken out of the cables, you're gonna notice that you have pre-tension through your cable in each post. So what that's gonna benefit, the cables are not gonna come out of the pulleys and out of the shivs when you turn this on, and you're not gonna be making adjustments later. It's gonna be ready to go. All right, it's time to attach power to this sucker. So we're gonna be taking this and putting it up there where the power supply goes. All right, when you're mounting this up, bolt, washer,
Okay. No, that's okay.
and nut.
You can go this way.
All right, we got it up there. There's the order of operations. Tighten it down. Okay, you have your hydraulic pump mounted, so now you need to start putting fittings on. So you'll see P1 for pressure 1, and you want to use this fitting here with that green O-ring. Go ahead and screw that in. Leave it loose for now. And that nut's going to be used to tighten it down later in the position you want. Then you come over here and you're going to notice a T for tank. So you're going to use this fitting. And this one you can use Teflon tape. The other one you never want to use Teflon tape. Okay, with the fittings in place, you can go ahead and run your lines. We recommend just using the schematic and the instructions rather than us go through it. We recommend running this line through first, and this is just something that protects the lines as it goes up and down. You're gonna wire this plug on there, and then you can go ahead and fill this oil tank. All right, go ahead and fill it up with oil. The manual says about 12 quarts for this tank. We ended up putting 15 initially, and you're gonna put more in once you fill the system with oil. All right, you can go ahead and install all the accessories on here. We got our wheel stops here, and these install with a pin. Guards here, and over here we have our wheel ramps, and those go on the same as those wheel stops using this pin system. All right, we got our lift up, and if you notice the ramps kind of poke down, perfect level for bashing your head. So we're gonna install the little pieces that allow us to pop those up so we won't hit them. So if you want them hanging up like that, you get these little pieces, and that's where they go before you install the ramps. Put El Rampo on. And then slide it through. So it all slides in like that. And you put this ring clip on. So we're gonna install that now. And then you're done. And there's the ring clip installed, and now it's all safe. Now, you can probably walk under it and not bang your head.